EU continues to actively support women to address the issues of inequality. In August 2022, we launched the Women in Fisheries Against Gender Violence project to address issues of gender-based violence in 18 fishing communities in the western and central regions. And to promote financial inclusion, the EU is also co-funding with Women Entrepreneurship for Africa, WE4A, program promoting access to finance for women entrepreneurs, including in the informal sector. I'm happy to announce that some of the beneficiaries of this project are participating today in our exhibition, which we have there outside. Just last week, ladies and gentlemen, or rather ladies and ladies, we had the opportunity to celebrate another female-led enterprise, Green EcoWorks, a recycling company focused on manufacturing composite material for construction, interior design and product design. Green EcoWorks emerged as the winner of our 2022 Green Project, an important innovative challenge organized by the EU-funded Green Project, receiving an award of €23,000. So, I would like to express my deep appreciation to our 16 mentors here in our midst. The knowledge and experience of our 16 mentors today is therefore a priceless resource.
Of the Istanbul Convention, which is the on violence against women, and it's the first legally binding international instrument on gender-based violence. It's based on the 3 Ps. That means the prevention of the violence, the punishment of perpetrators, and the protections of victims. Before coming to Geneva, I was, during 4 years, head of the human rights team. Actually, I'm running an embassy where 2/3 of the staff are female, and I do my utmost to create a working environment which is conducive to women's specific needs, for example, to combine their professional aspirations and also their personal life. You are the leaders of tomorrow, and as we all want all women to have equal opportunities, we must all join forces. And I really hope that next year there will be a 16 men speak panel, as men also have a crucial role in building inclusive societies and in the fight against gender-based violence and discrimination.
Today we were gathered here at Jimpa and we heard some amazing stories from women. Business women, entrepreneurs, women with a lot of success who shared their stories with younger women to have an idea of mentorship and to teach, so to speak, or give ideas to younger women for their lives. So we talked about choosing the partner, choosing a career path, what constitutes success in your life, how to have a good idea, how to have clarity about who you are. And for us as EU it's important to support this endeavor because we want to have equal opportunities for men and women. And also in our programs we have a lot of attention for this, for the equal opportunities between men and women. Students include, by the end we will have an event at the British Council where my ambassador, Mr. Irshad Razali, will speak together with, for instance, also Shraj, Joseph Whittle at the UN. And throughout there will be events together with member states, what we call Team Europe. So today we have the Italian ambassador, but we will also have the Czech, the Spanish, the Dutch, the Germans and so forth. So you can check our website as well and the Twitter, but we will have those 16 days together with the member states and together also with UN. But the real challenge is when the kids come. As soon as the kids come, most of the time what you see is that the women take on more of the roles inside the house, and it can go to the detriment to their possibilities outside. So this is also something we heard. You have to have, if you want a good career as a woman, a supporting husband. The same is also true, of course, vice versa for a man, a supporting wife, but really do the upbringing of the kids together. So it's not him or her, the woman doing all the tasks in the house, it is the man and the woman. I think both in Europe and in Africa there is still a way to go if you want to have 50-50. One of the first stories we just heard here is from the Jimpa leadership. She said she was the first one to reach a senior leadership position. So before it was not really the case that women could reach it. Now we are getting there, so we're having progress, but we're not quite there yet. So there is still a lot to do to reach the 50-50 men-women in academia.
I strongly believe that after hearing the 15 outstanding Ghanaian women speak, coming from different sectors of activities, they were doctors, pilots, entrepreneurs, professors. Women can overcome any type of competition and outstand. It's very important for young girls to believe in themselves, and education is also very important. It's a key to success in life. So that kind of program, because it raises the awareness of the public on the issue of violence against women and discrimination against women. So it's very important that there's a cultural mindset that changes, because we're in 2022 and there should be equal opportunities for all, either women or men. And we also have, as parents, important responsibilities, because we must lead both mother and father by example, show our children that even women can be not only mothers but also successful in any type of profession. And it's also very important to raise the awareness of kids and especially boys that it's very wrong to misbehave against women, and violence against women cannot be tolerated anyways. Concentrate on the prevention aspect of violence, on the protection of the victims, and on the persecution of
know it very well. Know it so well that there's no competition around you. It doesn't matter what, maybe a nurse, a journalist, a carpenter, a lawyer. Know your stuff. And once you know your stuff, it is very difficult for people not to recognize you or people not to acknowledge you, even though they may try some tricks. The second thing is do your stuff. That is where questions of integrity come in. Okay, so you have people who appear to know their stuff, but when they get into places of leadership, they don't really do what they say they know. And that's why if you want to say you're successful, you should really do what it is that you said you walk the talk. Okay, don't only talk the talk, and then do it and do it very well, do it excellently. The last part is share your stuff. You are not an island, okay? Without networking, without sharing, without giving to others, you can't receive. Jesus Christ said it's more blessed to give than to receive. So if you're somebody who wants to be successful, the more you give, the more you gain. And whether you're a woman or a man, it's a principle that works for many people. And you can see from the people who shared even the experiences that the more they do, the more significant they become. The more they give, the more they spread. So these are my 3 things. Know your stuff, do your stuff. Now, first of all, the understanding that something like that exists is very important. You might realize that though there are many educated people in the room, people don't understand gender-based violence very well. They think people's behavior causes gender-based violence. No. Gender-based violence results because somebody thinks that they have power over you, and they can therefore abuse that power over you, and nobody has a right to question them. It may come from their cultural background, their understanding, and so on and so forth, but usually it's an individual thing that they feel they have power over you. So it is important for people to understand it, otherwise we will not treat it properly, we won't tackle it the way it needs to be tackled. So programs like these raise awareness, helps us to understand that it's a real problem. In fact, it's a developmental problem. Ghana lost almost $18.9 million in the year 2016 as a result of violence against women and girls. Can you imagine $18.9 million? Okay, and so if we understand the cost of it also, then it means that we can rally around and see how we can stop these things from happening.
is Elizabeth Kwanson. I'm the CEO and founder of Kawamoka Coffee Company. We're a leading coffee company in Ghana. Today we're very privileged to be one of the exhibitors at the GIZ event on 16 Days of Activism, creating awareness on gender-based violence. And this has been a remarkable event. We've had 16, and I repeat 16 strong women from Ghana, entrepreneurs, CEOs, business leaders who've come to talk to us, all female by the way, who've come to speak to us on their own experiences and share life-changing lessons on what we as women can do in the face of gender-based violence, in the face of career progression, in the face of entrepreneurship. I leave here inspired, I leave here motivated, and I'm looking forward to putting some of the lessons in place. One of my favorite things that I learned today was about being great, improving on yourself, and then sharing your knowledge. Those were 3 absolutely wonderful nuggets that I take away with me today. The most powerful for me is living your purpose and what God's purpose is for you. And in doing that, you are your own competitor. You're competing against the best version of you because of what God has put into you. So that is my definition of success. So Kawamoka continues to grow. We continue to be your favorite coffee brand from Ghana. We're entering more homes. We're going into exports, so you'll find that our US site just launched and we've had our first few orders where we deliver straight to US, fresh roasted in Ghana. And we continue to be making a big impact on our women farmers in Ghana. We recently had a tree planting event where we helped our women farmers plant new trees and be able to expand on the coffee production in Ghana. And we're really excited to be at the forefront of coffee production in Ghana, sending Ghana coffee to the world. Kawamoka.
It was a very educated program. Speakers were eloquent, very good. Their speeches were so much educated. So many things such as building ourselves, finding our strengths, finding our weaknesses, and working harder to put a difference and make a difference in society. Celebrated on success, which they meant that a successful person is somebody who is able to build herself, who has been able to set goals for herself and has achieved them. And not only that, the goals should have an impact. Their success should have an impact in society. It should help others as well. It shouldn't just be goals or success that they have achieved and it has benefited only themselves. And then a whole lot of things like educating yourselves, continue to learn. One thing I learned today was that I should continue to learn no matter where I find myself. It has given some people the opportunity to learn today, to have an impact on themselves, to improve upon themselves, and it will go a long way to help the women in general.